What's going down, guys? TK coming at you, and right now I just want to talk about economic empowerment because I think that's something that a lot of people leave out when they start talking about all of these social injustice and need for change. But the primary change that should take place is economic empowerment on an individual level. So how do you do that? I mean, if you ask that question to the average person, what they're going to say is getting a high-paying job. But I have a high-paying job, and what you find out is that you have to gain financial literacy to learn how to make the money that you make on your high-paying job work for you. Otherwise, you're kind of spinning your wheels. No matter how much money you make, you end up still living just over broke or creating more debt. So let's talk about tactics. What do you do? What strategies do you implement to actually create financial empowerment or make your money work for you? Well, the first step is to convert paper money, fiat currency, into higher forms of money. Why would you do that? You do that because higher forms of money give you more purchasing power. And just gaining purchasing power, stepping out of the controls of inflation, and also utilizing what's known as leverage, those tactics alone can create financial empowerment. Realistically, paper money, what everyone worships as God, continuously loses value every single day. It costs 4 cents to print a $100 bill, and it costs 4 cents to print a $1 bill. So there's no intrinsic value in paper money. It only has value because the government deems it as legal tender. So to accumulate more paper money is not the success tactic that should be implemented when you're talking about financial empowerment. What you have to begin to do is convert your paper money to real assets, because it's the accumulation of assets that create your own bank, that allow you to beat inflation, and that give you a leverage or a leg up. And those are the tactics that people just are not, they're not implementing. So when I talk about financial empowerment, what I'm saying is you take paper money, you convert it, okay? And you convert it to higher forms of money like gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency being e-dinar, cryptocurrency being Bitcoin. So think about that. Think about having a higher purchase power. Think about earning interest as the money that you converted, or the currency that you converted, increases in value. And then think about using that bank, that saved asset, when you need it. Sort of like financial insurance that you lean on in hard times. So if you go to a leverage-based payment system like Karatbars and you acquire pure gold bullion, and you go to a leverage-based payment system like ISN and you acquire pure bullion silver, then that's considered money. Money that can be used internationally to exchange for debts, to leverage against any type of economic situation that you may find yourself in. And the same concept applies to cryptocurrency like eDinar, because you gain value in eDinar at 20% ROI every month, and at any given moment you can cash eDinar into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin can be spent at over 400,000 stores. And then a lot of stores give you discounts when you use Bitcoin because there's no transaction fees, and they pass on that savings to the customer by giving them a discount off the retail price. So it's more advantageous to get out of paper money, especially with the currency wars that are going on globally right now. So as fiat paper money begins to lose value, you find situations like Cyprus, Greece, Zimbabwe happening everywhere. Venezuela. The way to secure your financial future, of course, is to utilize a higher payment system. So gold money, silver money, and cryptocurrency is financial empowerment because it's a decentralized, sovereign form of currency and money that you can use within a system that you own, manage, and control. That's why I say it's your own bank, because it's controlled by you, it's managed by you, okay, and it's owned by you. So financial empowerment, people. Financial empowerment must include converting paper money to higher forms of assets, accumulating assets through your own bank. When you talk about decentralized versus centralized, you get into the full concept of self-management. And that's what people are not doing. Okay? You can generate an income through referrals within a leverage-based payment system associated with gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. You can get to the point where your income in referrals exceed your income on your job. And that should be the goal of everyone that gets involved in the movement. So step number one is to utilize the power of decentralized money and currency. Step number two is to continuously acquire assets and minimize liabilities. Step number three is to leverage those assets against your time and against your money, your fiat money. That's what I'm doing for myself, and that's why I can speak on it, because I, on an average, convert about $500 every payday to alternative forms of money and currency. Okay? I have an auto ship with silver bullion. I have an auto ship with gold bullion. And I continuously convert to cryptocurrency known as eDinar, because I'm leveraging a passive return on investment of 20% every single month. So if I get into team building and begin to bring other people into the system, I'm going to get paid on those referrals. And those referrals will then lower the cost of my personal acquisition, not to mention generate a secondary income for me. So this is step or a decision in financial empowerment, because the money is not owned, managed, and controlled by the government or the bank. These are bankless transactions, okay, that involve you managing, you controlling, you owning. So all I can do is continuously make videos to get people involved in cryptocurrency, to get people involved in gold money, and also to get people involved in silver money. Simply because of the value is higher. Gold is continuously rising in price, silver is continuously rising in price, and e-dinar rises by 20% every single month based on how much you deposit into the cryptocurrency. So let's work together on making something that empowers individuals go viral. Let's build people on a one-on-one level by allowing them to take whatever paper money they have, convert it to a higher form of money, and let those assets accumulate over time. Okay, by this time next year, my goal is to replace my fiat currency on my job, my fiat income on my job, with the money, or I should say the returns from e-dinar. And I am well on the way, as I said, converting $500 every payday. So let's get this started, or let's get people involved in something that's financially beneficial to their future by creating this asset-based personal bank or personal sovereign bank development. If you're interested in anything that I had to say and you understand the concepts that I'm explaining to you, get with me. I'm on all social media and I can show you a process, because opening these accounts is simple, okay? Once you open the account, the only process is to convert money, deposit fiat, get the other form of money. So I'm here if there's anybody willing and anybody interested.